Hello everybody, my name is Diane. I'm going to talk about a book I recently read, which is called Mrs. Dalloway by Virginia Woolf. First I'm going to talk a little bit of this author, that is Virginia Woolf. Virginia Woolf was born in London on January 25, 1882 and died in 1941. She didn't go to the university, but she was very well educated by teachers. She wrote many novels and essays. Some of her most famous works, such as Mrs. Dalloway, 1925, to the Lighthouse, 1927, and Orlando in 1928, which made her one of the great innovators of the modern novel. So now I'm going to talk about the cultural and history context of this novel. So this book is certainly closely related to the political part of that contemporary period that England lived. So since the Labour Party, in 1920 had just been determined as the main party of the left England, and also because the husband, the Mrs. Dalloway, that is Clarissa Dalloway, her husband belongs to this party, party that was Labour Party, and is one of the main influential of this. Also, because the party, a party that plans that Clarissa Dalloway plans during the history, it's for his friends, yes, of the London high society who belong to this said party. Also, this author, Virginia Woolf, includes in this novel the great representative role of the Victorian era in the main chapter. Clarissa Dalloway, that whom is a woman of high society who represent the women of that period. Also, she was a housekeeper and should be in care of her daughter Elizabeth. In addition, a particular characteristic of the period represent of this novel was the constant concealment of feelings, contempt for emotions, and great importance for social and economic prestige. And also, I can say that this author Virginia Woolf breaks with the schemes and reveals through this novel the soft and memories of each of her characters, because it focus on the actions. It's not focused on the actions of the characters. On the contrary, in their emotion, memories, and feelings, thoughts, as which call internal monologue. So also Miss Virginia Woolf uh, do look up like a flashback, because um, during the reading, I, for example, I I didn't I didn't allow me advance in a linear way in time, because initially this novel is based on the development of, of only one day in the life of the Clarissa Dalloway, but what makes it so expensive are the constant memories of these characters when they were young, with which is called a, like a flashback. Yes, it's like a return back to these years, and is remember these years, and is it's another way that um, to narrate this is history. So about my experience with this and my relation was pues so personally this book wasn't easy to read, because sometimes in the middle of paragraph of the narrator had changed character and played back to put in stuff into right person, even so it has been a pleasure to meet the literature of Virginia Woolf. Yes, I I could um, appreciate this literature is very complex. So personally, this novel, this book connects a little with my life, uh, since I am victim of the arm conflict in Colombia. I know um, that Septimus felt when he remembered again and again the day of his his friend. I also remember all the time the death of my father. Then I felt like Septimus when I was reading. Yes, another connection with this novel is with our society, because um, although 93 years have passed, we still continue to discriminate homosexuality as it happens in this history. So now I will summarize the history of this book. So Mrs. Dalloway is a novel. It's a great novel, but it's a stand. It's very large. It's very large. Um, that is based on the preparation of a party, or that Clarissa is going to give at her home, where she begins on the morning of the day, and ends where when her guests begin to retire. So the plot of this novel is the emotional encounter between Clarissa Dalloway and Peter Watts, a former sweetheart of his youth. And Septimus in the life, the history, the other history is the Septimus, Warren Smith, a young veteran of the war, along with his, his wife, that is Resia Warren Smith, an Italian immigrant. So also Clarissa during that morning is reunited with Peter, who loved her and wanted to marry her, but she didn't, and he never forget that Clarissa married Richard, a more serious man, and with whom he would be more socially and economically stable. Since for her these two aspects were super important. So I want to mention that uh, when Clarissa Dalloway was young, she liked her friend that is Sally, and even kissed her, but in the end she chose to marry with Richard, which was the right thing to do with society under the Victorian model, where where homosexuality wasn't very well seen, and because of its values moral did the right thing. So on the other hand is about the history of the Septimus, that is the tragic tale of life Septimus, uh, whom is a young man who has returned traumatized from the war, since during the novel this man present depression, paranoia, and constant vision of his partner when his partner died during the war, and was very difficult for him, these events. Uh, uh, Also, his parents in the war didn't allow him to have a normal life. She she was sick of the mind, according to the symptoms. He had post-traumatic, post-traumatic stress of for the war, for this event that passed during the war, and also um, because because of didn't um, like a solution for this disease, uh, he decided to die. Um, she he he decided, regrettably, he decided um, to kill himself. He paused the balcony of his house, and and also at the end of the novel, Clarissa Dalloway find out about this event during her party at night. Um, so uh, I consider that this novel is quite complex due to uh, its plot and the amount of mm, thoughts of the characters, because the author enters minds to reproduce what they think, uh, and not only interest in what they say. Uh, Also, during this reading, I can perceive some moral values, such as love, friendship, responsibility, and solidarity. And a point of view of about the point of view of that is perceived during this novel. Uh, for example, when Septimus has an anxiety crisis in the park, a woman who was passing by, uh, and who doesn't know anything about Septimus disease, think that she is treating with Risia, with Risia, but uh, was this way. So this is and actually he was going through a crisis attack at the time. Mm, was for this reason this woman, who was passing in this moment, uh, thought this. And so, to finish this with this video, I want to invite you that read invite you to read this novel, that which is very good, and you will love it. But I recommend that when you go to read this novel, you should relax and very focused or concentrated, so as not to get lost, because there is very confused in some times, in some space. Um, no more. Thank you very much, and bye.